Scorpio Moon's podcast.
And I am Cardasia.
I'm Diamond. Welcome to the vibes. So what we smoking on today? Okay, let's relax for the day. Get our blend in.
This some wedding cake.
That wedding cake. Shouts out to our plug at the gas station.
Got some of this bubba.
Good bubble.
What's the astro forecast for today? You want to do it or you want me to do it?
I'll do it right quick. Spit some to y'all right quick. Okay, so the moon right now is in Libra. It's 21% illuminated.
Yes, sir.
Libra rules the skin, kidneys, and lower back. So remember to stay hydrated and keep your kidneys healthy. And cut down on the alcohol. If y'all out partying, it's the end of the summer. I know y'all trying to go out with a bang. Take care of yourselves.
Or you will be down bad like I was 2 days ago.
So the moon being in Libra will probably make you feel more like you need to socialize in this time. You might want to be out and about. You might be real flirty and real adventurous during this time. And you also might be feeling like you meeting some new people, some partnerships in this time period, and being more independent. So that's that Libra for you. Both balance of the scales. You need people, but you don't at the same time.
It's still Leo season. But I think we should talk about Venus today, since the book we're reading today is all about love. Why don't we go over what sign Venus is in too?
Okay, that's smart. Smarkles. Okay, so Venus is the second closest planet to the sun, and it's the brightest object in the sky besides the moon. Did not know that. So Venus in your chart really expresses, Venus in your chart shows how you love and how you receive love and your deepest desires. Basically all about love.
And it's in Virgo right now.
What's some characteristics of Venus and Virgo people?
You'll enjoy the details of your love life. Like, you'll want to, I guess, like, know everything or get down to the little things during this time. Because I feel like Virgos are all about the little things, like the details.
That's true.
So how you feeling?
I feel great. I'm glad that we finally smoking this blunt.
Thanks.
Finally getting to it.
Thanks.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. It's been a lot of bullshit being thrown at me, I feel like, but it's been good. Like, it's been a regular day.
Pretty chill.
Pretty chill. I'm also glad we smoking this blunt now because, like I said, it's been a lot of bullshit thrown, but I'm coolin'.
So today our book that we're going to be reading is All About Love by Bell Hooks. Shout out to Bell.
For real, shout out to Bell because I learned a lot.
Went to the library last week and I was telling the librarian I was looking for the Bell Hooks books, and she was like, which Bell Hooks? Because she be writing about a little bit of everything. She goes into everything. I was like, what? I did not know that.
So we're going to have to get us another one.
Right, she started rambling about all the topics that Bell Hooks get into, and I was like, love. She said everything. I'm like, I need love.
Definitely need love. So it's 13 chapters in this book. It wasn't a hard read. I liked reading it because, like I just said, I learned a lot. Like, literally, I learned all about love, I think. So...
yeah, you could read this book in about 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Less than that if you got the time. But it's really a really quick read, and it's really good. Like, it gets straight down to the point. So we finna get straight down to the point.
Let's get into it.
And talk about the chapters.
So the first chapter is clarity, and it says to give love words. I guess before we even get into her definition of love, before reading this, what was your definition of love?
That's so hard because
How did you view love?
I guess I kind of viewed love because before I read this book, I thought that love was just, I don't know, I thought that we was all capable of loving each other. Like
Yeah.
I felt like love was kind of a common sense type thing.
Yeah.
Like, and then I read the book and I was like, okay, maybe I don't know nothing about love. Or maybe I don't know anything about love because um I guess my main definition of what love was just that it was a feeling of basic human decency, honestly, to me. Because I be feeling like I love everybody until you give me a reason not to.
Mm. Mm. I feel like I was the opposite.
What was your definition of love before this book?
Before the book, I feel like to love, like you had to earn it. Like you had to do certain things. You had to show me before I just assumed that you loved me or that I loved you.
So you felt like your love had to be earned, like people have to deserve
Yes.
your love.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so what's Bell Hook's definition of love?
She says it's the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own self love or another's spiritual growth. So I feel like that was fire because I never put spirituality in with love. So
Which is
it's
why.
like, dang, you telling me love is going to help me and them or, advance.
Right.
Spiritually, like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I've kind of, honestly, I feel like love was always everything but pain.
Everything but pain. So it sucked when you was hurt.
Yeah, and yeah.
Mm. So when pain did come around, did you feel like that person didn't love you no more, or?
I just felt like it wasn't real, like it was just fake.
Okay.
Like maybe you thought you loved me, but you don't and can't, or maybe like you don't and maybe can't.
So basically, I got from that chapter her definition of love. What about you?
Oh, and then she talked about how we think that we be loving people, but we really don't. It's a process called catharsis. That's a new vocab word for y'all today. Look it up. CATHEXIX. XIS.
Okay.
Catharsis.
Okay. And what it mean?
It's investing care into a loved one. So that feeling that we feeling of catharsis is not love most of the time. And so she was saying how people you can't love somebody if you don't even have a concrete, solid definition of what love is. And so that's why I feel like everybody should take this definition and run with it so that we can all be on the same page here about what love really is.
Yeah. And it's again, extending yourself to nurture somebody spiritual. So chapter 2 is justice and it's childhood love lessons.
I like chapter 2 a lot.
I did too. We be stuck on these chapter 2s because I did too. I think honestly this was probably my favorite.
The chapter 2?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's like the groundwork. She go back into childhood and talk about what love is not, I think. So in chapter 1 she talked about what love is, and then chapter 2 she was throwing out a lot of love ain't this, that, or the other.
Right.
So she was talking about how love don't equal abuse, and a lot of times in our childhood, that be the first lesson of love that we get is some type of abuse. Like nobody talk about what love really is until you get abused.
Yeah.
Like for example, they'll say, "Oh, I'm doing this because I love you."
Yeah.
Or this hurts me more than it hurts you.
Yeah.
So you teaching your child that love is equated to abuse.
Right.
before you even teach them that it's equated to anything else.
Right. And it was so cool seeing the examples she put out, because I know she was saying how she was talking to a couple of colleagues and they was like, yeah, I whoop my kids or whatever. And she looking at them like, okay, would you let somebody whoop you, basically? Like, somebody you love whoop you? Like, is that something you would want a stranger to do to your child?
Right.
And so it's like, how can you say it's okay for you to do it, but wouldn't want anyone else to do it to you or to somebody you quote unquote love?
And I also like that while she was talking her shit, she was also throughout the chapters giving us ways that we can fix this. Like, so she say childhood, love is not abuse, but then she turn around and tell you how to discipline your children through discussion and critical reflection and finding ways to make amends.
Yeah.
So I like that she went off into how we can better teach kids how to love.
And too, I feel like communication solves all problems anyway. Like, you either come to an understanding or agree to disagree, and that just be that. Like, you don't have to go no further than that, really, especially not with kids. So I like that. I really like that chapter. Chapter 3, honesty, and it is be true to love. So from this one, another thing she said love could not be is a dishonest union. Like, lies can't equal love.
Right. And she was saying how lying alienates you from your true feelings and leads to depression and loss of self awareness. And so,
that's deep.
Yes, it is. I like that. That was like one of the things that stuck with me because that is very true.
Yes.
Like, when you lie, you further yourself from your reality, and
because not only are you lying to whoever it is,
you're lying to yourself as well. So you're making yourself sick.
If anybody feeling lost, like they don't know what to do, maybe it's time for a reality check. Have you been out here lying? No. But for real, she talked a lot about open communication and just being vulnerable, like just able to be open, like
right.
It's really okay, and honestly, it's gonna make you and this love union stronger.
I like that she touched on privacy versus secrecy too. Because being private is like way more different from being secret, because when you being secret, you being manipulative, and you being sneaky, and you got ill intentions. But when you being private, you just enjoying your solitude and protecting yourself, basically. So those are the differences between privacy and secrecy.
And she said that privacy is basically okay, but secrecy is where love can't exist.
Right.
Yeah. It was a good one. Chapter 4 is commitment. Let love be love in me. If you do not love yourself, can't nobody else love you.
Yeah, this chapter was about self-love.
Yeah.
So it was saying that commit to increasing your self-esteem and your self-confidence and your self-love, because all of that, she was basically saying that self-love can't flourish in isolation. And so, you have to have a loving environment to help you to know love.
Yeah.
That's basically what I got out of it.
One thing I did to, I guess, help myself discover more self-love was shadow work. Like, just getting to know myself. Changing, like, the old beliefs, especially the negative thinking. I'm still working on it. But not thinking so negative. Because if I'm thinking negative about myself, like, I'm not loving myself.
Right.
Period. And there's so many ways to be positive, I've learned. but it's so hard if you've been like stuck doing it for so long. So I feel like shadow work tuned me into finding out everything about me, so I didn't have to think about the same little quote unquote flaws. I was learning more about this, that, instead of focusing on, oh, I don't like this about me.
Yeah, that's true. And she was saying that too. She was just saying, love yourself like you would love others. Because, we, most of the time, we commit a lot of our love to other
Other people.
people
Yeah.
and won't do the same for ourselves. And I struggle so so hard with that because I be expecting other people to treat me like I treat them, but I don't treat myself like I treat other people.
Mm, that's a word. That's a word. You don't think you treat yourself like you treat other people?
No,
Really?
no, because I feel like I have a lot of self love for myself. I do that. Like I know I'm the shit, but I just go a step further for other people. I don't
Mm.
know. It's so strange.
Hmm.
It's so strange.
You holding back? What you holding back on? What is you holding back on?
I don't know how to explain it because it's so weird that I do it. Like I notice that I do it all the time, and I be writing about it, but then I can't never get to the bottom of.
I see. I see. Because based on the conversation we had yesterday about you performing one night, I feel like you would push everybody else around you to get up on stage. Yeah. You give yourself the same push.
That's a good example. Because if I would have thought about it like that, then I probably just would have went ahead and went.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of times I'm guilty of that.
Same though. Same.
So in chapter 5, she talk about spirituality.
And the divine love it.
So she was talking about how all awakening to love is spiritual. Like you have to connect back to something in order to feel even a glimpse of what love is.
And spirituality doesn't mean religion, but it needs to be something that you follow. Like even if it's something very, very unique to you, like it's just something you should get in tune with because it's gonna show you the deepest love.
And she brought up a lot of the works of Martin Luther King, and I wanted to ask you, is there somebody who embodies love to you?
Mm.
Like in a transformational way? Person.
Mm.
Like, who can you be like, oh, they know what love is, they got it figured out?
That is so hard.
It is, right?
That is so hard.
I couldn't think of one either.
That is so hard because I feel like after reading this book, the definition of love is so different. I don't see anybody. And see, I can't even look at the people on TV because half of that stuff be fake.
Fake, right? And you don't have no real time examples either.
No,
That's crazy.
that's actually crazy.
So in chapter 6,
Oh, snap.
chapter 6 is about values and the love ethic. The love ethic is that everyone has the right to be free, to live fully and well. So if everybody lives by that love ethic, we'll all have the same values and be on the same page.
And I'll all be growing simultaneously like crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
I think that this is kind of like the base point of how we all get back to love
Yeah.
by changing our values and making sure we all living by the same love ethic.
Definitely these chapters. Definitely the chapters in the Four Agreements.
And peep, I said base.
Because it's just the start.
Right. So don't stop here at just your values. But I'm saying chapter 6 talking about the values. I mean, she
And
even said like being aware, everybody being aware of their values enables us to give care and be responsible and show respect and have a willingness to learn.
but see, the problem she was saying is hard because everybody feels like there's this inferior, superior group in the world now. So
Yeah,
it's like hard to give 100% love when you feel like somebody is either better than you or worse than you.
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like she was basically saying like the way the men have changed society, it has put a fear in love. Like men able to do what they want to do, make the rules, and we gotta stand on that. Where if we all had the same beliefs,
yeah,
could be would be a lot of bit different. In chapter 7, she talk about money, greed, and simply love, like simple love.
yeah. Like I think this. I mean, what I got out of this chapter was basically that selfishness is causing us not to be able to love. Like when once greed take over, greed for money, or greed for power, or greed for just anything, then that's that's just like a direct opposition to what love really should be and is.
Yeah, definitely more worried about the materialistic things than what's really gonna like lead you to true happiness, true peace. Like it's definitely not the money power, but all about the respect.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like
people should be thinking more on a collective level than
individual.
yeah, and that's where that greed come in. Just like all these people out here living well above their means when there's so much resources to go around for everybody.
Everybody.
Like it just really don't make sense. Make it make sense.
It don't make sense. It's so many people that don't have anything. Like
Right.
literally
Nothing
anything.
at all. And then people that throw away
Money and
thousands of dollars over nothing.
over nothing. Over a new bag, a new watch. And these people out here real life struggling. But you know, that's neither here nor there. They gonna do what they do.
And we gonna do what we do.
I'm trying to change the world in another way. In a loving way.
So chapter 8 is talking about community and love and communion. And this chapter is important too because I mean we all need each other. We all here for each other. Like I personally don't feel like God dropped us down here and was like,
you gotta do this alone.
right.
You gotta get through this life shit by yourself.
Like you here for you. Don't trust these niggas. That's not what God put us down here for.
That's a fact though.
Them was not your instructions.
We supposed to be out dancing with the neighborhood, eating with the village. Like,
yes. I feel like that is true love. I feel like that's what our hearts is longing for. Well, my heart is longing for community, for love and communion, for I don't know, more simpler ways. In the last chapter, she talked about how living simply is how we control our greed. And in community, I feel like, I mean, in order to get back to community, we have to live simply, more simply than we are, because
it would be so different. Like, it would be so different. We're probably so dope.
yes. I think
so dope.
When somebody asked me, they was like, "What would you do if you didn't have no social media?" I was like, "Live."
Right. Have some fun.
Right, the fun. Go crazy.
Yeah, it would be so different because everybody would tap into them then, and you would be able to have so much more fun with everybody because they won't be trying to do this for the gram.
Yes, but
stunt on Facebook.
Okay, let's go on the flip side. What if we got rid of social media and then all of the evil powers of the world we didn't know nothing about no more?
Yeah, true.
Because social media is only like just
A
opening
part of
everybody's
it, yeah.
eyes to
Yeah, that's true.
what's really going on out here.
That's true.
I be saying all the time, I wish I didn't know some of the
Yeah.
stuff I know. It seems so fun and free.
Yeah, it do, but I feel like in order for that not to happen, everybody would have to be living in love. Like it wouldn't be no evilness.
Is that realistic for
Yeah,
everybody to live in love?
it is, but
You think so?
I think so because, like you just said, social media that just came around,
Yeah,
and before that, people were still getting done wrong, very wrong.
yeah,
It's it's probably the greed part, the values part,
yeah.
the spiritual part.
Yes. Because there's so many components to
Love,
love.
yes, so many.
Like
And
you
that's
think
the
you got this
problem.
love thing down pat.
Yes, you may
only
have
got a
one or
few.
two. Bro, that was me though.
Right.
Like I'm reading like, dang, like I'm out here lying. I do not love nobody. Nobody loves me.
Right.
Like it's so crazy because it really is so many components. So many components. Chapter 9, mutuality.
I don't know. I keep saying this. I like this one too.
The heart of love. Yeah,
Yes.
this brought me back.
In this one, she was basically just saying to choose love, like admit that you want love and to try to love, even if you don't know how or know what it is.
Yes.
Just try, like.
It's so funny because some of our old co-workers came on the live today, and one of the things one of them used to say to me all the time is that I was scared of love. Like anytime love come my way, I run. Like, and when I really like go back to think about it, you know, I would do a lot of back and forth things just because I was really like not ready to be vulnerable. Like I'm scared or like
Yes.
I actually really do want to do this. So I was like, after reading this, I was like, dang, yeah, I do need to not like commit so easily, but be more open, like off real, like, cause it's gonna be okay. Like either, I mean, you learn love through that way.
Yes.
Being open.
That's what she said. She was like, the acceptance of pain is a part of love.
Yeah.
Like, love ain't always just that good feeling or a reward or always.
Right. Like, it can be scary. It can be hard.
Yeah,
like,
real painful. Like,
yeah.
And that went against my beliefs, too, because I was just like, love is not hard. It's not, like I said, like, whenever I feel pain, I'm like, okay, this ain't love.
Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of like little snippets, little podcasts, and they talking about like know your role in a relationship, in a union. Yes. And I've been thinking about that so much lately, but that is so true. Like that is so true because going into any union, you got to know what they bring in right off the bat and what you bring in, and you just have to know that and go through. Like, don't try to change that person because that's when the power dynamics come in. That's when the power struggles come in. Like, just know your role. Like, know what you do, know what they do. Because, like, if not, it's going to be even more painful for one.
Well, I feel like a part of that, I mean, one thing that she was saying is a part of the know your role situation. She was like, she was saying how women are kind of like trained up to they like you know how we was just talking about how you might think you know how to love but you only got or know or got a few of them down.
Yeah.
So women are kind of like trained to have some of these loving traits.
Yeah.
And men are kind of like trained not to have them. And so a lot of men's emotional needs are being met. Yeah. And women's emotional needs are not being met.
Yeah.
In relationships.
Yeah. And
so I feel like as far as knowing your role, sometimes, well, in the books, she was saying how sometimes you have to be that person to teach somebody how to love.
Yeah. And it's so funny because we be joking, you know. I ain't finna raise no.
Yes.
No, you really, yeah.
Like, this whole book was against my whole religion. Because I'm like, I'm not teaching nobody nothing. I'm not raising nothing.
But sometimes you do. And I will say, though, it's not even men, women. Like, it's a lot of women we need to be teaching how to love.
Yeah,
like,
that's facts. That is facts. I just said.
Because just like we read this book and was like, ooh, I don't know this.
Yeah.
You gotta tell some other people too, like they may not be women and men included. But I do feel like, agreed, women do hold more.
More loving traits.
Yes. For sure. For sure.
But she also talked about how you have to love on an equal plane. Like, love ain't just, it don't just exist in romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same across every relationship.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Women to women. Yes. Like, you know, whatever you identify as. Yeah. For real. It goes across the board because.
And we gotta learn how to have
patience. That's loving yourself too. Like, if you are open enough, vulnerable enough to try to teach somebody how to love, at least at the end of the day, like, if your needs aren't fulfilled, you did what you were supposed to do to receive your self-love, and then you have the option to
dip out.
Right. Because that's self-love. Like, don't get hurt. Because abuse, like, if you try to teach somebody
and they not,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, let's go to some sweet love.
Let me see. And she was basically talking about how soulmate connections don't really look like how we expect them to look like.
Yeah.
Like, for example, she was saying that when you connect with somebody, you think that it's supposed to be all like roses and daisies, and really, like, sometimes it takes some time and some patience and some perseverance to really love this person.
Yeah.
Or your person. And she talked about how sex is not love at all.
And a lot of people get that confused.
Sex don't have nothing to do with love.
I feel like it has a lot to do with manipulation. Like, you can feel like you love or make somebody love you, or you know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I also feel like sex can enhance the love that you have for somebody.
Yeah.
Because if you nurture, well, what was the definition of love?
Extending yourself to nurture is one, spiritual growth
or another.
Yeah.
So if you're nurturing spiritual growth through sex, it could be love.
That's a different way to look at it, because sex is powerful as fuck.
Sex is a big ass energy exchange. So
that is a fact.
If what you're giving off is love and what they giving back is love,
that's a whole lot of good loving. That's a whole lot of good loving.
Right.
Chapter 11.
Yes.
Loss, loving into life and death.
So this is saying how love is full circle, right? Is that what you got out of this?
Basically,
death is the same as birth, and it's all just a cycle of love.
Can't be scared of death. You gotta live today like there's no tomorrow. And
if you're scared of death, then you're scared to love.
Facts. I agree.
If you're scared to die, then you're definitely scared to live. For real.
Because you're not living every day. Like, you're not living every day to the fullest.
Literally the same thing to me.
That's true. Because if you love somebody, like Bell Hooks say, you gotta love somebody. You really doing it. That's
And
a lot. Like,
I think to take it even further, if you love somebody like that definition of love, when you getting ready to watch somebody
transition.
transition, yeah, or you
Oh my
transitioning,
goodness.
then it shouldn't be a scary thing or a sad thing
Cause y'all gonna be so
because you're enhancing their
yes.
spiritual growth. Like when you die, you're just spiritually growing into something else, into somewhere else.
That's deep. That's deep.
And so applying this definition to loss and death can help you learn how to love in these situations too.
I like that one. Cause I definitely didn't think about it.
That just
I
came to mind, some hot shit.
yeah, that's good for real. Like they got me thinking, cause that's some real shit. Ain't no way you gonna be. And then if you even go back into the community chapter, like imagine you not only not just romantically getting your spiritual growth enhancing somebody else's spiritual growth, but
The
a whole
community is
community. Oh my! Do you know how? Oh my! Lit life would be.
one part of community we didn't even talk about. I wanted to hit
What?
was how she said that love was sometimes our first real experiences with love is outside of our family, is our friends.
Yes.
And I was like, yes,
We
that
did.
is so important because a lot of the times people don't get or feel real love until they connect with a friend who's like they everything for them. Like this your person. Like and you start feeling like, okay, this might be what love is.
That is so true. That is so true. And
That's
just
why it's
using me and you
important
for
to
example,
yes.
I feel like definitely spiritual growth was enhanced
yes.
even since day one. Since day one in some way. Like I feel like it's been a steady like climb on both parts.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Fire. That's why community is important and
Yeah.
not community as in just your family or your extended family or like your um I don't know, it extends further to your friends, to your peers, to
Yeah.
your community, like the people who really out there and these is all your community people. We all that's a fire feeling that you describe. Imagine a whole community.
Yeah. Imagine a whole community.
Come on, y'all. Let's build a community. If you listening to this,
Right.
read the book
Read the book, please.
so we can get started.
For real.
So, chapter 12 is about redemptive love, and she's talking about healing. That's the name of this chapter, healing.
And I feel like what I got most from this chapter was that it's so much easier to heal through community. Like, it's so much easier because, first of all, you're not scared to be vulnerable with everybody you sharing like something you're going through with, and you have so many different perspectives and options you can take to like get through this healing journey, like
Yeah.
finding love again.
And forgiveness is a big part of that too. In the community, like she was saying, how love is not always easy, and you got to go through some stuff sometimes with people that you love, but you got to forgive too and forgive yourself too in order to continue to grow. Because when you don't forgive, it stunts your growth, and you can no longer love or live in love.
This is the last chapter.
Chapter 13, Destiny. When the angels speak of love.
Shout out to Destiny. Destiny Heaven.
Oh, long live Destiny. And that is what this chapter is about. Your dream team, basically. I feel like that's
Yeah.
what I call it.
Yeah.
Your ancestors, your spiritual guides, like the little signs that you get here and there. Like these, it's people out there looking out for you in the spiritual realm, and they're love too. Basically, is what she's saying.
I love it. This was such a good book. Like, honestly, one of the few books I could read over and over again just so I can make sure I got it and I'm helping everybody else get it. Because now that we are talking about this community, imagine how powerful that would be. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Top two. Top two.
That was a really good one.
Gonna light up this second blunt. Try not to get too high because Diamond got to fly and we do not need to miss this flight.
I'm so weak because I really do got a flight to catch in like 30.
Diamond be on the move, y'all. Non-stop.
In and out of there.
On go.
Catch me when you can.
What's the hot thoughts for the day? You got any?
I got one. And I'm trying to see how I'm finna set it up because so I want to talk about escapism versus addiction.
Okay.
And let me tell you why or how I came across this thought. So I attempted to stop smoking for a day.
Okay, real quick, just to let them know the difference between escapism and addiction.
Okay, what is it?
Addiction is where you basically can't go without. Escapism is where you're using something to escape from problems, reality, or something you don't want to deal with. Right. But you can stop if you want. Addiction is you really can't stop.
Like you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So is escaping a bad thing or a good thing?
Well, let's talk about you trying to stop smoking for one day. Like what? Why one day? Like what?
No, I tried to stop smoking.
Oh, okay.
It only lasted a day.
Okay. Why did you want to stop smoking?
To save some money.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I had decided I was going to save some money. So I'm going to stop smoking for a little while.
Okay. I said that before too, so let's get into it.
It only lasted a day, and so while I was smoking my blunt,
the first blunt after your day?
Yes.
Okay.
So while I was smoking my blunt, I felt the stress leave my body. Like after every puff, I felt the stress leaving my body. And I was like, that day that I didn't smoke was probably the most stressful day that I had in a while. And I know I'd had some like days where shit done been deeper than that. It's just I was high.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't that deep.
Okay.
And so then it got me to thinking about all of the ways that I escape. Because I was trying to figure out if escaping was a bad thing or not. So all of the ways I was thinking about that we escape is drugs, books, nature. Because you told me to find my answers, go out into nature. Meditation, we escape through there. We don't be here.
Yeah.
I escape through Candy Crush. I escape through writing, through social media sometimes, and just being on my phone sometimes.
Okay. So
is that...
so is what?
How you feel?
What you was going to say, escapism a bad thing?
Yes. Like, is it...
So, I feel like...
When does it become addiction? Because I've been playing Candy Crush for 3 years straight now.
That's an addiction. That's what I was going to say. Like, that's hard. That's hard because... Okay, no. I don't want to say that's an addiction. Let me take that back.
Because I could stop.
Exactly. I don't even want to say that you can stop because have you tried to stop Candy Crush?
Like, okay, Candy Crush count the days that you come back consecutively.
Oh, okay.
And when you miss a day or something, you lose all your prizes. It's been days when I done been just lost into life.
Okay.
Forgot about Candy Crush.
Okay.
And came back like, damn, all my shit
okay.
gone.
Okay. I think it becomes an addiction when it stops you from being able to be productive. Okay. Escapism, I feel like, is okay because we need escapism sometimes. Sometimes you need to get away.
Right.
And everybody can't take a flight.
That's true. Okay, but they can go in the clouds off these trees.
Exactly. They can go in the clouds off some real deep meditation, like. So yeah, I feel like escapism is okay, but are all of the things on that list, are those escapism things or addictions? Because for me, social media is definitely, I feel like, an addiction. Like, I can delete it, but my hand would still be going, like, where the apps would be. Like,
yeah, that's.
I feel like that's some crackhead.
Yeah.
I feel like that's some crackhead shit.
It might be just a little bit how we would delete stuff and still like get on our phone and try to instantly go to it.
Yeah,
that's wow.
It's kind of crazy. So, okay, but with weed, I feel like it teeters the line. It teeters the line, especially when it comes down to like finances, because we get expensive real quick, especially
if you ain't living like that.
Yeah,
it can get wildly expensive.
So I feel like when you made the conscious decision to stop because you wanted to reach a goal but couldn't, then it crossed the line.
Yeah. But what if I didn't have no goal? I just was going off the whim, like, fuck it, I'm just gonna stop smoking.
Yeah, because I say that all the time. And it never happens. Maybe it is. Maybe we are addicted.
No, but it was just wild how my mind was spiraling while I was smoking that blunt. Like, damn.
It be like that.
It's only been a day.
you be so down on yourself, like, dang, I really could.
I'm a crackhead.
I really could last for a day. I remember I would say I would stop smoking for a week or two.
Okay, so to go even deeper, I did remember I wanted to talk about this too. I was thinking about how the day before that when I wasn't smoking, I felt so stressed out. And like I was feeling all of my pain because I wasn't smoking. But it felt good. So has it ever been
pain? Everybody don't like pain.
I was just gonna ask you, like, have there ever been a time where pain felt good for you?
Not really.
No?
Maybe these tattoos, that's it. Just because I knew a fire outcome was coming.
But you ain't like getting the tattoo. See, I get tattoos too. Get the tattoo, like to feel the pain. My piercings, I get on to feel the pain.
I need to get through the pain real quick.
I don't know. I think it's kind of wild that it felt good to be feeling my emotions and stuff at the time. And feeling everything that I was going through. Because that's the only thing that made it so stressed. Because I had to feel everything.
I don't know. I feel like I'm used to feeling everything. Regardless if I'm high or not. Shit, sometimes when I high, I feel that shit more. So I feel like it depends on the person and how you get, because
that makes sense because you're functioning high and I am not.
That it. That's true. That's true. That's very true. I don't know. I feel like I need to find more things to escape to, though, honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
That way I can't get addicted to one. Like you had a pretty long list. Like maybe if my list got a little longer, I could bounce around between a few things. Right now, I'm bouncing from
And
blood.
I feel like I need more because I still be feeling like I want to fight. Like
So we
when I
need
get too
therapy.
stressed out, I'll be like, I just want to fight somebody.
Mm-mm.
And I know I be needing to release some shit
So maybe you need to find a way to release.
and not
So
escape.
and not escape because you
Ooh,
said
we
when you
get so
release, look, because when you said you released, it felt good.
okay. We get so well. Let me write this down. Hold on. Deja just spoke a word.
For real, you gotta find a way to release.
Boom. And that was the full circle for today. Release, not escape. Release, not escape.
Release some love somewhere. You want to fight? Go love on somebody.
And my cards be telling me that too. I be
See?
mad. I be pulling my cards and fucking love cards be popping up. I be like, shit.
Go love somebody. That's what that is.
I want to fight fire with fire.
Why is it? What your chart say about this?
No, help a sister out. Let's help a sister out today.
Help a sister out. Help a sister out. Help a sister out. Help a sister out.
Oh, we gotta get us a little song
Jingle.
popping for the help a sister out. We'll record or something. Drum roll, please.
Miss Taylor.
Hey.
Taylor is hosting a Walk It Like I Talk It event where she helping you step. And even if you don't want to model, I feel like walking in heels and something is like
Everybody need a little more confidence walking in heels.
Yeah, just a little bit more, especially because I feel like it's always that one event where you're like, damn, I gotta wear heels.
Yeah. If you're anything like us,
right.
It is sick when you gotta put on some heels.
So shout out to Taylor because that's actually dope, and I cannot wait.
If you're in the Birmingham area, it's gonna be at Railroad Park, and September 4th. And hit up at Beautiful Survivor on Instagram if you are interested, and at Taylor Alexis on Facebook.
Shout out to Taylor.
Shout out to Tay. Okay, y'all. For the next episode, we're gonna be reading The Alchemist. That's a banger too. So I'm gonna need y'all to go get the book. You got 2 weeks.
2 weeks starting now.
Starting now.
Well, depending on when you hear it, you got until 2 Fridays from
tomorrow.
Right.
Please, too high for this shit. Go get the book.
Go get the book. Go get the book. It's all about a boy that make all his dreams come true, basically.
And let me I think his name. No, let me not fuck up his name. I ain't gonna fuck it up. I think it's Paulo though, something like that. But The Alchemist.
The Alchemist.
Go look it up. You're gonna find it. Email us at scorpiomoonspodcast@gmail.com. And that's it. We out. Goodbye.
We out.
Have a good one.
Happy
Great
Love
Friday.
Day.
Shorty go jogging every morning, and she make me breakfast almost every morning. And she take a nigga pic before she leave the door. I be waking up the pics before a nigga on it. And every weekend my shorty coming over. Shorty can Fendi out, but she like fashion over. She ain't driving no Camry, she pulling in a Rover. With her hair so curly, I like she said, what you know about love? I tell you everything, I got what you need. Pull up in the store and get what you want. You get what you please. We bout to get it on.